Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, this time with a review of the classic 1967 crime film Point Blank, which was directed by John Boorman and starred Lee Marvin, Angie Dickinson, John Vernon, Keenan Wynn, Carol O'Connor, Sharon Acker, Michael Strong, etc. Now, this was based on this crime noir pulp novel called The Hunter, which was written by Donald E. Westlake under the pseudonym of Richard Stark, and really this was the same source material that inspired the Mel Gibson film Payback, which was released in 1999. Or which starred Mel Gibson and was directed by Brian Helgeland. But I'm not reviewing Payback. This is a review of Point Blank. Now, before I get to now the plot of this movie, I think I'll only sum up in just one simple sentence. Is that this guy named Walker, played by Lee Marvin, armed with a .44 Magnum, the same as Dirty Harry, vows revenge against his former partner Maurice, played by John Vernon, after the latter double-crossed him by shooting him for dead, and basically what Walker does is he just while on the search for Reese, he just sets about killing everyone and interrogates some witnesses and basically acting out almost like a vigilante, almost like Charles Bronson in Death Wish. That's all I'm gonna sum up here. Now this was kind of a passion project between John Boorman and Lee Marvin. Boorman met Marvin while Marvin was working on The Dirty Dozen. They both talked about a script based on the book The Hunter. They hated the script, but they were attracted to the character of Walker. So once they agreed to work on the film, Boorman and Marvin threw their original script out the window, and also the unusual structure of the film. It was due in part to the original script and the developments during the course of shooting the movie. And remarkably, this was the first film, that was ever shot in Alcatraz, the infamous island prison. It had been shut down since 1963, so they used that facility for only a fortnight. Only a fortnight. Now, a lot of a lot of a lot of a lot of people, as well as some professional critics, they've often questioned whether or not the film was all a dream that Walker has once he gets shot in the beginning. But I'm not going to, well, but according to Boorman, he says what it is what you see, which is kind of interesting, because this film is kind of like, it's kind of representative of what filmmaking actually is. It is an opportunity to innovate things that you haven't actually seen before, and films themselves are like fantasies that we go into, that we want to reach out to. Now this film was very, very influential on Steven Soderbergh's career. Soderbergh admitted himself that he used all the stylistic touches from this film, like film noir and the European nouvelle vague and stuff like that, for most of his movies. And he is also described, and he also described it as sort of a memory film for Lee Marvin, that the film was about Marvin's brutalizing experiences in World War II, which consequently dehumanized him and left him desperately, searching for his humanity, which is really interesting, because I think Marvin brought all of that into the character, brought all of that to his portrayal of Walker. Now, what did I think of this film? Well, before that, I watched it last night, just when it was showing at 12:10 last night, and I know it was and I did kind of nod off a few times, but that's not the fault of the film. It was just the fact that it was just shown late at night, and I was getting increasingly tired by then. So but on the whole, this was a very, very, very good film. I mean, the script is cleverly written. The editing is cleverly well done. The score is sublime. The direction by John Boorman is brilliant. Lee Marvin as Walker is brilliant. The support around him, that consists of Sharon Acker, John Vernon, Keenan Wynn, they all do really, really good jobs. Do really, really good jobs. The locations are just amazing. The cinematography is top notch, and unfortunately, this film didn't do very well at the box office at that time, but has thankfully gone on to become a cult classic, which is very, very well deserved. I know this is a very, very short review, but I'm going to give Point Blank a 10 out of 10. A solid 10 out of 10. It is that good. Is that good. And I think you should check this film out next time it's shown on TV, because it's just a shame that this film hasn't been released on DVD yet. So next time when it's on TV, go and check this movie out. You will have a really great time watching Lee Marvin as Walker. Taking out most of his enemies to get to Reese. You'll have a really, really good time. Feel free to comment below and let me know of what you think. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my channel. And until my next video, whatever it is that it might be, do take care, everyone. Adios.